Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cybertron's Least Wanted. I am the Chud in charge, Solus. Next to me is.
Cricket, that's me. I'm a literal cricket. Finally, we have.
Junkmech, the chuddest of the chuds.
Here we go. So we're really excited to beseech your ears again with our podcast that is definitely a positive contribution to planet Earth. There is absolutely a podcast shortage, and we are doing our best to alleviate it. Anyways,
It's what
um,
YouTube needs.
yeah,
More
YouTube definitely
chuds.
needs it. Absolutely. OBS Studio really needed more people to make shitty podcasts. Absolutely. I fully agree with all of you. Um, what have you guys been doing recently, man? What recent Transformers have you guys gotten?
Cricket, you want to take it away?
Sure. Most recently, thanks to Solus over there, I picked up the Nucleon Quest Masterpiece Gatai, whatever the G stands for, Jinrai, which is their black repaint of the Jinrai, which is not Nemesis Prime. It's the Nucleon Quest
He's still
Optimus
a good
Prime,
guy.
actually. Yeah, he's still a good guy because he has the Autobot symbol and
He's
everything.
just on trend. He's on trend.
It's a very fun figure. I had the original Jinrai and sold it off a while ago. But I
Same.
mean, it's the exact same thing, but black. And the black is very beautiful. It's like a pearlescent black, so it's not like a matte black. It's not like a I don't know, a different black. It's a very nice pearlescent black that has a lot of nice shiny color in it as well.
And I was
Once
reading
I
that
get
like
some nice
the
pictures
the
out.
head tabs in better in combined mode and stuff, right?
Yep, the head tabs in better, and the
That's why I sold it.
smokestacks are fixed. The
Oh, they don't
smokestacks
snap
are
the
fixed for
tab doesn't
the
snap off.
no, so it's actually playable, and I'm not afraid of combining it and uncombining it.
That
Um,
was the Ami Ami sale, correct?
it was the Ami Ami sale, so it ended up being a little bit cheaper than if I bought it domestically, just because of the stupid tariffs.
And shipping.
Um, and shipping, but it was worth it. So I picked up that, and I picked up the Missing Link RC, which is also
Mm.
fun, but probably my least favorite Missing Link that I own.
I'm glad I skipped on it.
But right now it's about the Galaxy Nucleon quest. It's a super fun figure. I've noticed that I've been collecting more and more odd fellows recently. So I really don't know where that's going to go in my shelf. It might go on my random assorted shelf with like Adamus, Machina, Rodimus Prime, and MP44S.
Do we
But
count as
like,
odd
I don't
fellows
know.
in your collection?
Well, I don't own you, and I don't want to own you.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to own me. I don't want
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
own
but we
me.
outlawed that shit a while ago.
I think
Uh,
that's it for me. That's my recent
That's fair.
pickup. What about you, Junkmech?
Yeah, my recent pickup is more Korean slop. I guess I need to change my little hat. Truck and suck? No, 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 no. Korea maxing. Uh, but my recent pickup highlight is Mini Force. So Mini Force Triga Legacy, absolute mouthful. Uh, the it's like a remake of some absolutely dog shit old like original Mini Force toy, but it's a three-part combiner. It's like a Triceratops tank thing. It's kind of abstract. A pterodactyl and like a blue robot man, and then it turns into a big super badass super robot with a Triceratops chest. And the thing that really attracted me to it is the tank thing can extend out and turn into a motorcycle that the blue guy can ride,
That's
which
pretty sick.
it's pretty sick. It's the most like me coded thing ever. You can also attach the pterodactyl if you want it to like suck and not be good, but if you don't,
So
you know.
I think we were talking about this a little bit before the episode started, but this is based on a TV show, right?
Yeah, so Mini Force and Metal Cardbot, which is the other TV show by Sam G slash Toyline. Um, it does have accompanying media. I don't think the legacy toys, so this and Tyranno Thunder, the guy that turns into the giant T-Rex car, I don't think those guys appear in the show. Like Rex Kaiser, Dino Emperor, those guys show up in Miniforce. I've never watched it. I get on people about not watching Metal Cardbot because I've really enjoyed watching it, but I like tried to watch Miniforce, like the cartoon, and it's like Power Rangers for babies, and does nothing
So
for me.
my question is, so obviously the whole thing about Transformers, the reason why it's been able to survive all these years is because of G1 and how that captured the audience and,
That
is
continues to capture audience somehow, yeah.
exactly, yeah. So how, and a lot of that is like Hasbro and Takara nowadays with Missing Link and with Legacy and all that stuff with Chug, they're just trying to get screen accurate stuff back to the cartoon. How much of the toy line here is like, oh, it's slavishly faithful to what's on the TV
So
versus like this is the same character. We're just actually allowed to have fun.
yeah, I got you. So Metal Cardbot basically uses the exact 3D CAD files from the toys and then punches them up for a little bit more uh, liveliness, I guess, right? Like they give them like articulated hands and maybe get rid of combining like tabs and stuff, but they smooth them out. But they're basically perfectly show accurate in pretty much every
So
case.
it's like if the Unicron trilogy was actually good.
Yeah, like if Unicron Trilogy, if they just committed to their guys looking like their toys, it's pretty much that. Like
That's pretty cool.
if you watch the combination clip, the transformation for Rex Kaiser, who's everybody who's like casually into this stuff likes Rex Kaiser because he's cool. Um, it they look exactly the same. Like if you look at it in the little clip of him transforming or whatever, and then you look at the toy, it's the same design. It's like exactly the same,
So
perfectly.
it's just Cybertron then. It's just Cybertron.
Yeah, pretty much just
Just
Cybertron.
exactly used. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fair. Fair. Fair.
Yeah, go ahead. I haven't
Um,
watched Miniforce, so I don't know. Anyway, take it away, Solus.
well, recently, I recently got a loaner box from a friend with a lot of older Hasbro figures. I
Giga
have like
treasure
stuff
trove.
I've gotten loaners for reviews and stuff like general third party slop, but that stuff isn't what I want to talk about right now because this is stuff we've been enjoying, right? It's an assortment of figures. I haven't really gotten into most of it, but the first few I've pulled out is like Revenge of the Fallen Thrust, who I really like. That's a retool of Breakaway. Energon Rapid Run, which is a repaint of Armada Sideways. Energon Shock Blast, who is incredibly fun. I think it is the only Transformer with chromed solar panels.
They should
And
make a core class version of that for $70.
now you're funny. You're a funny guy, aren't you? You're a funny guy. Um, and BotCon Double Punch, which is from the Energon Scorponok mold, which is
Absolutely
one of
gorgeous.
maybe one of the prettiest Transformers toys of all time.
And a
That's
great
an
mold.
incredible toy.
Right? It's really fun, honestly. I hear they're remaking it. I can't wait to be disappointed.
But the question is, what's the real highlight so far?
The real highlight is a really niche release. It's Universe Onslaught, which is obviously not niche. A lot of people know about it, but it's Universe Onslaught with the Head Robots Slaughter kit, which turns him into a headmaster and gives him like a shoulder-mounted cannon and a bunch of blasters, and it's just so cool. Like, it is genuinely like, I mean, it doesn't help. It doesn't really like. It's just Universe Onslaught is already so good, right? And they took such a good figure, such like a genuinely fun and enjoyable toy, and they gave it even more play features, right? Because it has like a light up gimmick where the light goes through like the entire figure, like the alt mode lights light up, and also the eyes of the robot mode light up. They're all on the same LED assembly. But the people who made the Headmaster kit were smart enough that they made it so that the Headmaster can still light up, right? Which is awesome. It looks gorgeous, right? And the even greater part is that where his head goes in alternate mode, you can actually lift up the panel on the roof of his alternate mode, and the Headmaster can ride in his alternate mode. So
That's so
it's just
cool.
taking like one of the most playable, satisfying toys of that era and giving it even more playability. And it's like actively thought out to make it more playable, which is like I really appreciate.
And it's
But
a
And the
fun
base
little
figure
piece
is
of.
just
Oh, we're all
fantastic.
talking. Yeah, that's awesome.
That sounds
Go
like
ahead.
it sounds like a really good like GI Joe set. Now, I know that's kind of a weird comparison, but like you have the headmasters, you have the little guys to actually play with the Transformers.
It's just like a fun play experience, man. Like it's really like what I miss from like modern product is like the play experience, right? And like I don't need lights and sounds and everything, but like it's just such like a robust and like satisfying to handle toy. Like even compared to like the other Unicron trilogy stuff I have, like even compared to those, it actually feels like better, right? Because like Shock Blast is a lot of fun, but he has like these really wide ratchet clicks, which make him kind of cumbersome to mess with, right? Or like Double Punch, I'm a little bit scared because like some parts are really tight and he's really expensive, right? But this guy is just like perfectly tolerant despite being 20 years old. It's crazy, right? Like it feels like I could throw him at a wall and nothing would happen, right? And he might break the wall, but like you know what I mean, right?
Built like a
Just a
brick
really
shit
fun and
house.
satisfying guy, and he's so fun to transform. And it's such a good alternate mode too. So it's like I'm a huge propagandist of Universe Onslaught.
Well, and I
I'll
just
say
wanted
that.
to point out too that the head robots upgrade is like some of the oldest third-party stuff on the scene.
Yeah, yes, it is. I believe it's from 2010 or
11, 2010.
2011.
Yes, it's just
2011.
a cool
2011.
little time capsule of back when play features actually mattered to people.
Yep. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, while we really appreciated what we just talked about, we're gonna have to talk about our recent disappointments. So, what has disappointed you guys recently?
Junkmech, you want to go first?
Sure, I can talk about what I just sold. Just what 2 days ago, I sold Cybertron. I think Age of the Primes. Cybertron Sideways. Uh,
Hmm.
New Age Cho EX 6 shot, and what was the other thing? Or was it just those two? Oh, yeah, just those two. But pawned off Sideways, who I actually think was kind of one of the better recent Chug toys. Like I didn't think he was too bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then also 6 shot, who I mean I got him because well Solus reviewed it, but I really wanted a partner to my G1 6 shot that I have, but it's so unbearably mid. It's like the least inspiring toy of all time. And someone wanted to buy it off me. I had to reduce the price because Showz's had it on sale. But yeah, it. I think I sold it for like $45. But I was just happy to have it gone.
That's crazy. I have a couple things to say. For one, I do enjoy the Age of the Prime Sideways mold. Is it a Voyager?
I
Big
don't know
dwarf.
size classes. It's a good toy. It's like legitimately a good toy. But somebody's like, hey,
Sideways,
I'm.
yeah.
Oh, I also sold leader class big convoy. That was the other one. It was a three-way sale.
Nice. Big
Which
Convoy is fun. If you can get Big Convoy for like $25, it's a perfect figure.
I think I sold it for 45. It was
That's pretty
which
good.
I paid about that much. I had like a bunch of coupons and stuff. It just didn't do it for me. Like I have Magmatron and I'm keeping Magmatron. He kicks ass. But Big Convoy was just he's just so underwhelming, dude. I don't know.
I enjoy him. I find the woolly mammoth mode pretty uh
Adorable.
endearing.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
I had plans to like paint it and then I was like, I'm never gonna paint this thing. So I just sold it.
And
Copy that thing was
then
weirdly floppy for some reason. I don't know why.
My copy was like perfect. It had great tolerances. I just
yeah, that
didn't
might have
think it was
just
very
been your
fun.
copy. That's odd. Cho is absolutely such a disappointment.
He's just
100%, no
mid.
doubt about it.
There's like
It's
nothing
it's
standout.
it's the fall off of New Age.
If
Well, I mean,
that's
everyone knows it was a rush job, right? Like they all know it was a rush job because
Oh,
they
because of Magic
revealed it right
Squares.
after Magic Square. Yeah, they revealed it after Magic Square dropped their prototype, and they got it to market before Magic Square got theirs to
just like
market.
what happened with
So
Devi.
it was a blatant. Yeah, and like you can argue like they had a design like in the works for a while, and when they saw Magic Square making it, they rushed theirs out. But like it's still rushed. Like it's obviously rushed.
Yeah,
Like
nothing
it
taps
just feels
together,
it
articulations,
doesn't feel like a
whatever.
fun toy.
No,
Like
it's
I think
not
we're all
fun.
here for some level. Like at some level, we all understand that New Age usually makes fun toys, right? Like it's one of their big sticking points. And despite their demonic prices and their weird business practices, they usually do deliver a fun in-hand experience. And that six shot, to I think a lot of people, and not just us, I don't want to extrapolate our opinions to the masses, but I didn't find anything about any of the transformations to be like remotely enjoyable.
Yeah,
Right?
that's pretty much exactly where I'm
Even when
at.
they were simple.
There were way too many, like for a very tactile reason. There were way too many like floating tabs and floating
Just panels that
pieces.
set, like they're resting on
Yeah,
stuff, but they don't connect to
Dude,
anything.
it's
it's
G1
bizarre.
six shot. Like it shouldn't need that, right? That's
Well, and the thing
crazy.
is like, again, I have a G1 six shot. That toy rocks. It's so good. I love that thing, and it just did everything worse, except for like it had a head
Yeah.
swivel and like articulation.
Doesn't even pose that well either because the stupid knees.
Poses better than G1, but the bar is pretty low.
Cricket, what other disappointments did you have?
What disappointments did I have? Brother, did you see my messages the other day?
Hmm.
So I got an eBay lot recently.
Oh God.
Uh, yeah, I got an eBay lot recently, which is like one of those too good to be true things. It was like 20 pounds of Transformers Energon and Cybertron figures from an old storage lot that this guy had and then sold. And I got
Right.
it for 75 bucks. Like genuinely too good to be true, a steal of the ages. And so I got it and I opened it up and I was like, wait a second, this isn't right. Uh, it smelled to high heaven like someone had smoked 20 packs of cigarettes next to it for a day for the last 20 years.
Ugh.
And they were all covered in grime. It was like I flipped through a couple of them and said this is disgusting and went and got a
Biohazard.
mask. Got a mask. I got rubber gloves and went through them and said this is not worth my sanity. This is not worth my mental time. This is not worth what I could get out of this. So I just like immediately asked for a refund and got it. But
Ship
like
that thing
that was
back.
such a disappointment, man.
Blows, brother. If you're done, then I'll add my 2 cents. Well, I'll
Go
just
for it.
plug my recent video. You guys should go watch my latest video, my latest review. You can tell by the title, right? It says it's the Iron Factory Chaos Rahu. I called it a flaming failure. You can really watch my mood switch in real time between the two phases of the video, and it pretty much comes down to after I transform it. Genuinely gorgeous figure, by the way. Really one of the prettiest things I've looked at all year, and I appreciate the originality, but oh my god. What a terrible, terrible toy. You know, like it's actually a decent action figure, and then like you go to transform it and you remember this is why I don't buy modern product anymore, right? It's like one of those moments. Just really insanely disappointing, I think.
What is
And it's
it?
kind of on me, you know?
If it was an untransforming action figure, what would its score be?
It'd be pretty solid. I mean, it's not perfect even then. Like it has some issues, but like
Parts
if it
clashy.
wasn't being marketed and sold as a transformer, then like yeah, obviously I'd have a much more reasonable take on it. It just felt like such like a waste of my time to even like bother transforming it. You know what I mean? Like it felt like a disservice of the figure to transform it. That's how bad the
Sure.
drop off was.
Yeah, I remember
Uh,
when I watched the video, because I always watch all of Solus's reviews when he does them. I remember watching the video and I finished it, and the first thing I messaged him was like, "Dude, it's so funny how you can tell how positive and how much you like it, and then you transformed it. Like you could hear it."
yeah, yeah. No, it was rough because I was really busy that week and I didn't have time to mess with it until like I actually sat down and filmed it. Like I'd posed it before and I'd taken out the box to make sure everything worked, but I didn't have time to transform it until the vid, and oh my god, it just it was an experience, brother. It was an experience. It was like the thing with like the cat, but it's like the cat in the war zone, and he's just like staring at the viewer, right? The GIF. It's like
Yeah.
a cat wearing like a soldier's helmet. It was like that, right? I was like the thing was like a demon, and it had me in the ninth circle of hell, right? Because it's not even like a hard transformation; it's just pointless. It's just like a waste of absolute. That's what I called it. It's a waste of time, right? I really hope Iron Factory like doesn't put out more stuff like that. And I honestly should have known better because I think somebody had said similar about the mold it was based on because it's a retool, and I just didn't remember that when I like asked Warp. I'm like, hey Warp, because Warp I think posted about it, and then I'm like, dude, Loki, I'm looking at reviewing that thing, and he's like, bet. And now I feel bad because he has to deal with it now, right? Because it's not mine, it's his. So shout out Warp for loaning me that figure again. My apologies for enabling a bad purchase.
Many such cases.
My bad. Yeah, many such
At least
cases.
we got out of that
Many such
Star
cases.
Saber.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the usual, like, it's not that bad, guys, cycle has begun. And, like, yeah, sure, like, if you get a good copy, you're probably fine. But, like, it has, like, genuine design flaws.
We're talking
and I'm
about
not paying
Tyrant
$100 for
Toys.
that.
Starblade? The Star
No, they
Saber that
called
recently
it,
came out.
it's like Heaven something.
Heaven General
hold on.
Commander Shogun.
My favorite type of
Speaking of
third-party
which,
name.
Speaking of which, if you're
Heavenly
listening to
Tyrant.
this, make sure you like it. Make sure you like it and comment it and subscribe it and ding the bell and everything else because
Ring-a-ding-ding,
everyone knows you
baby.
need more Chud in your life.
Exactly. Now that we've got our pleasantries, that wasn't pleasant, by the way. Now
It
that
was
we've got our
pretty pleasant.
pleasantries out of the way, let's talk about the topic of today's Chudcast. And today we're going to talk about combiners, everyone's favorite thing in Transformers, I suppose.
It sure
So,
sells.
Cricket, what is a combiner?
You know what, Solus, I'm so glad you asked. A combiner is when you take multiple individual transformers. This could be 2, this could be 6, this could be infinity individual transformers, and you combine them and turn them into a larger transformer. I think most people are going to be familiar with Devastator as the quintessential combiner, which is 6 individual construction vehicles that merge and form this big green and purple robot called Devastator. But they take many shapes and sizes.
Does like the Power Rangers, like Megazord, does that count?
You know what? That's a great question, and I think that's out of the scope of our conversation today.
That's fair.
I would say no, but that's because I don't think that Power Rangers, like individual robots that are just like tools like Gundams, are the same thing as Transformers.
Oh, so being a combiner is about more than just combining 2 robots.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I guess the individual members are usually sentient, right? Outside of like
Right.
power core combiners, I'm pretty sure every time Transformers is rolled around combiners, the individuals are sentient, and then the combiner is also sentient, but it's not like a group.
It's like a different guy.
It's like a whole
Right.
different person, which I think is unique to Transformers, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's it's pretty interesting. Like, if you want to think about what the characterization of individual bots. So, like for the Constructicons, which is the group that makes Devastator. Like each of them has a pretty basic like personality.
They have like one
of them is the
quirk.
planner. Yeah, exactly. Long Haul likes to haul things. Scrapper is the main planner for all the construction things.
Isn't he also the leader? The right leg.
I think
Yes.
so. Yeah.
The right leg is the
He-
leader.
he's a foreman. He's the foreman
okay,
at the
okay.
There you
construction
go.
site. Yeah.
He puts
But,
they put
all
their
have
best foot forward.
individual. They all have
Yes,
individual
yes.
personalities. They all have like one quirk. But Devastator itself is like it's not the amalgamation of all of the 6 individual robots' personalities. It is like Devastator himself is just kind of this big, hulking, brutish being.
Not to be confused with Bruticus,
Right.
the Dudicus.
So it's interesting. I'm
Speaking
not
of
sure.
Bruticus,
Yeah, go for
who
it.
are our big 6 combiners, Cricket?
So, I mean, the big 6 combiners are going to be things from G1. So there's 3 Autobots and 3 Decepticons, and some of them are much more memorable and iconic than others. So we have Devastator, which is the Decepticon. We have Bruticus, which is also a Decepticon, and he's formed by 5 like military, I guess
Ish.
4 military-ish vehicles, and then the space shuttle. Don't worry about it. And then we have what's the third?
Superion?
Menasor.
Oh, yeah.
Menasor, which is the third Decepticon combiner, which is formed of 5 race cars or 5 cars in general. And then we have the Autobots, which are going to be Superion, which is 5 jets. And then we have Computron, which is 5 like futuristic techno things. Yeah. And then we have Defensor, which is 5 kind of like
Rescue vehicles?
do-gooder vehicles. Yeah, so like there's a helicopter, and then there's a
motorcycle.
When you say
Cyclone.
emergency services. Emergency
Sure.
services. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I guess if we're going to include Computron, you have to include his main op, which is Abominus, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's number
Abominus
7
rocks.
is going to be Abominus, which is just made of like creatures, right?
Terrorcons.
Sea creatures, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I guess
sea
we could also
creatures-
include.
sea creatures
Oh, I'm
is,
thinking of King Poseidon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
man. Oh,
okay,
man. Oh,
that's-
no.
I'm posting that Peter Griffin Japanese picture, man. Like the Peter Griffin in the Japanese clothing. Why would you use King Poseidon? Just call him Piranacon, like
Dude,
a regular American.
I have like actually barely watched G1. I've watched all the JP G1 instead. Fake fan.
Piranacon isn't even in G1. You're just a weeb. I
don't
guess
think
honestly,
Predacons are even in the original G1 comics, or if they are, they're like way late.
Okay, so King
dude, the
Poseidon
the
is
Predacons are
actually more
multiple-
genuine.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think the Piranacons are maybe in Marvel G1. I think Snaptrap shows up. If I'm not mistaken.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now.
But we forgot like the biggest season 3 combiner. That's going to be Predaking, right?
Oh, yeah, how did we forget
Oh.
Predaking?
Like
Clearly
Predaking, didn't you
Predaking
want
is
to talk
less
about
important.
Predaking? No. I mean,
No, go for it, man.
Okay, well, in order to categorize the big G1 combiners, we start off with Devastator, right? Devastator
He's
was
the
the
first
first
one.
combiner. He was
best
Diaclone,
one.
Build Robo, or I don't remember what his Diaclone name was.
I think it was
King,
Build
I
Robo.
think?
Build
Or maybe
King
it was
was
Build Robo.
Build King was Energon or whatever. Cybertron. No.
Robots in
RID?
Disguise or Car Robots. Car
Yeah,
Robots.
yeah.
Car Robots.
Oh, so
Build King was
Car Robots isn't Weeb when it was RID.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm getting your ass.
However, Devastator was our first, and he was unique because he had 6 members at the time, right? Now, the rest of G1 combiners all followed a 5-member combination scheme where it's just 1 torso robot and then 4 limbs. Devastator had 2 limb robots, or 2 arm robots, 2 leg robots, and 2 torso robots. But the other G1 combiners are often referred to as Scramble City combiners outside of Devastator because they can swap limbs and they can
theory.
interchange their limbs. They can scramble. No, I mean they can. The original toys can, right?
Well, the toys, I would just mean like in the fiction. But it's worth noting that also Devastator is unique where the leader is a leg, but every single other G1 combiner, the leader is the chest and the head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
Every
Always.
time.
Predaking is also unique in this regard because Predaking, despite sharing the exact same design motifs as the Scramble City combiners, is actually almost 3 times the size or twice the size and is not interchangeable with any of them.
Also, you didn't mention, but Predaking is made out of the Predacons, which are bad guy robots who turn into
They're also-
animals.
Yeah, they're like animals you would actually experience.
Like a
there's a
rhino.
robot lion, Razorclaw, who's a leader, right? There's Rampage, who's a tiger, who's one of the arms. But like the Terracons who make up Abominus, who are the creatures, are like 2-headed dragons and bridge trolls and
Whatever the
Reddit
hell
mods,
Blot is.
right? Yeah, exactly. But we've introduced combiners, right? And combiners have a wide variety of being like important in fiction or just being like throwaway gags or being Toyline exclusive. And they've been redone many times, right? Like Robots in Disguise made a combiner made out of trains or car robots, right? That's Rail Racer.
Rail Racer's
They also
such a
had...
legend.
There's also Six-Liner.
There's also Six-Liner, who's a Micromaster combiner made of 6 really tiny trains. There was...
Build
There were
King.
combiners in Energon. There were combiners in Cybertron. There were combiners in the movie franchise, right? Like Devastator. And then everyone forgets Infernicus because everyone forgets
For
the last night.
Yeah. I think
There were
if I recall, as that movie was coming out, that was advertised as the first major combiner since Devastator, which I guess it was, which is
In live
pretty
action.
sad.
And then there's also, of course, combiners in Combiner Wars cartoon. Everybody loves that.
Yes,
man.
which was... and also the toy line, right? Hasbro relaunched Chug in 2015 with the Combiner Wars imprint, and ever since then, from that entire era, which we call, I think, the Prime Wars trilogy, across all three toy lines, the core gimmick among the deluxes, for the most part, outside of the time they were headmasters, was that they could turn into limbs for combining, right?
I mean, we'll spend a little while talking about toys because combiners are
Yeah,
pretty essential to like
They're
what.
they're core to the franchise identity.
they're a huge part of the play pattern, right?
And it's
Yeah,
also worth noting that like they in G1 they had a specific formula, but they've been interpreted and handled and construed completely different. Like you can approach Devastator a million different ways.
and they have. I mean, in IDW, that was a whole
Yeah,
like
Prowlestator.
actual thing. Yeah. So
Yeah,
where do
so
you
the
guys want to
Autobot
start?
Prowl became his head. Let's actually take it back and let's talk about combiners in general, right? So why are combiners so important to Transformers? Like why are they such an essential part of the franchise? Like why are combiners so cool?
People
I
like
mean,
buy
it's
toy.
people like buying toys. People like buying the same toys. I mean, it's the play pattern of if you're going to have a bunch of different Autobots, they're going to be a bunch of different cars. But if you get Devastator, that's six different, similarly styled, similarly shaped, similarly sized. You could even get them in a box set, so similarly priced construction toys. That's like an entire afternoon of play,
It's
ad
an entire
infinitum for a
team,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is also like the reason I brought up Combiner Wars as a toy line is that like it's cool that you can like collect the five parts of the combiner, right? So like, let's say like for example, if you're a kid, right? Like when I was a kid, no,
Five
I was
years
a
ago.
teenage. I was a preteen. Shut up. I was a preteen when Combiner Wars rolled around, and I remember being like trying to budget it out with my limited childhood expenditures to assemble all the components of Defensor, right? What ended up happening was I actually ended up getting the entire thing for my birthday in one go, and it sucked, unfortunately. But there was that huge thing of being able to be like, it is so cool that I can get like five individual Transformers, and then I can like unite them to make one big robot, right?
Never
And that's
gets
cool.
old.
Like half of the play pattern is just like assembling them to make a bigger toy, right? Half of the play pattern is also just like the idea of like having these, again, like you guys said, like a team of toys. So like have like this common theme. It really ties into that whole like collect them all cross sell mentality that was so useful for toy lines in the 2000s,
Still goes. I mean,
or even before. Well, I mean nowadays like they don't really do cross sells anymore like they used to,
yeah. It's
because
it's
they're
all
not
box
targeting
sets.
kids.
Whatever.
Yeah, like they don't need to advertise other toys on the box because the people, everyone's online, everyone sees the whole wave like 7 months in advance, and nobody's finding out about new product on shelves anymore
Yeah,
with
you're not having
digital
that
world.
like you don't buy a toy and then on the back is like collect all five and you look at it and you daydream like, oh my god, it would be so cool if I had the other guys and I could make the big guy, that kind of thing.
Exactly, right. That was a huge part of the appeal, and I also just think that like part of it is just like big robot cool, big robot cool,
Big robot
you
is
know.
cool. Or small
Big
robot,
Robot.
but made of smaller
Big Robot
robot.
is extremely cool.
Right? And I will say, like I've talked about it before, but I have Mastermind Creations Ruination, right? And that's what we call an all-in-one combiner. So like you don't really need extra parts. All of it's included in the robots themselves, so you don't got to use like a shell or like a
Yeah, guy has a
extra
hand stored
hands.
in his leg versus
Exactly.
like modern toy line combiners use what is called a skeleton. So it's like it turns into like a lump of shit when it's not a skeleton, and
Yeah,
then it turns into the outline of the guy, and like it has the hands, it has the head, it's the whole guy,
and
and then you
most of the
just glue
joints,
everyone else to it.
pretty much. And like that happens in both third-party and in official toys.
And
But
I
in
mean, even
official
some
toys,
G1
that
stuff kind of did it, but it was never quite like it is now, where like the components don't actually make up the structure. Like a famous
yeah,
example is Iron Factory Leo Kaiser. Great toy, gorgeous
right.
toy. Leverages the fact that it uses it, but like the legs are just a big chunk of plastic that connects to the hips, that connects to the chest. It's like a whole guy, and then the actual quote unquote component, like the leg robot, just glues into the side. It doesn't actually. It's not structural. It just
And
attaches.
that's And that's why the HasLab one is better.
Obviously.
Yes, of course. God, I can't believe we just said that. And like also, I guess the thing is like a lot of that stuff, like, and again, like a lot of masterpiece combiners nowadays use giant skeletons because of size constraints. But like the thing is, like when you lose that like combination fun, like that's half the experience. It's just like putting them together. Like it's assembling the giant
your
robot,
opinion.
dude. It's no, I mean it's the Gatai sequence, bro. It's like people didn't watch enough good mecha shows. So they've never appreciated like a good like Gatai sequence, right?
Gatai.
Like when double shut up. When Double Zeta gets formed in Gundam Double Zeta, when they form full armor Double Zeta Gundam, whatever the full name is, right?
Dude, this is the Transformers podcast, not the Weeb Gundam.
At least talk about like Gao
Moving on.
Gaigar. At least he's tangentially related to the franchise.
Okay, I mean, but Gao Gaigar is also peak, right? Like
Yeah, it's the
it's
coolest
just
thing
fun.
ever.
Like the combination sequence is fun. Like when Super Fire Dugwan comes together, like you have to be like satanic to not enjoy that, bruh. Like it is so cool. It is so cool, right? And I think the whole idea that combiners just need to be like big statues that stand in the back of your shelf and have display
Fans
presence
toys.
misses a lot of the appeal, right? Like I at least appreciate like the chug combiners for like trying to like make play features out of the kibble.
The skeleton.
Yeah, because like, you know, I don't really like bigger jet Superion, but I guess it's kind of grown on me. It's like whatever. I like if the bigger jet booster mode looked better, I'd be much nicer to it.
You
Are
mean
you talking about the
Motormaster-
toy?
I'm talking
Yeah.
about the Age of the Prime.
Age of the
Superion.
Primes Silverbolt combines with the combined parts to make a hatchet.
I kind of thought it
basically.
looked like it had a UFO glued to its ass.
It's pretty funny. It's very cute.
It's
but
ugly.
It's funny.
Yeah. Like if it looked more like a booster pack, I would be a lot more in love with it because I think the concept is actually a pretty good idea. But I think the execution isn't that great. But I guess like nobody criticizes it for that because the robot mode works for most people. Like I like the Motormaster more because it turns into the trailer. I don't.
And
really
it wasn't
the
like the
Onslaught,
combined
though.
mode actually kind of flawed for that toy.
For which one?
For which one?
Minosaur. Like Age of the
No,
Primes.
Menosaur
Menosaur is pretty peak. I think so. The issue with Menosaur is that it comes with there's like a standalone kind of turret mounted gun which just stands there and does nothing else and is used to fill in part of the trailer.
Low peak.
Yeah, but I think there's upgrade kits you can use to like make it transform with it.
Oh
right?
god,
Oh,
upgrade
yeah, I
kits.
get to spend more money.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
my
bro.
problem with
Don't worry, bro. The
Superion-
upgrade kit will fix it, bro. DNA got you, bro. Don't worry. Sorry.
$1 million of DNA designs.
think they make
It's
a lot
great.
more
I
than
mean,
that.
I am not a big fan of upgrade kit culture for sure. It's really overbearing, I think. But I will say, like, I think one of my issues with Superion was like, I didn't really like how, I guess I just didn't get like that like cool idea because to me like Menosaur like or Motormaster's trailer turning into the skeleton is like a pretty acceptable idea, right?
Makes
That's
sense.
pretty cool, I have to say. Like it just makes sense, right? Like because in general, like truck robots having their trailers turn into super mode is pretty like classic Transformers.
Yeah, that kicks
right?
ass.
I mean, that's exactly the Armada and Energon Optimus Prime. did
Yeah.
that, just
Right?
followed
Especially
through.
Armada is like the textbook example where the trailer turns into pants and then the robot
Yeah.
turns into the upper body and it's just like the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then
it
it
is.
happened twice more, right? We had Energon Optimus who has his trailer which just carries a bunch of drones that like go over his limbs, and then
In
we
any
had
combination,
Cybertron
which was
Optimus
super cool.
Prime. We had Cybertron Optimus Prime whose trailer turns into like a jetpack and boots because he's built different because he's cool,
Super
right?
mode.
Animated did this again, right?
Animated
well-
just ripped off Cybertron.
Did it actually do it in the show? Or was it more like cut content?
Here's the thing, right? He had the trailer well before he had the jetpack, so I don't actually know if the trailer was the jetpack ever. But like the recent, like, because he had the trailer since the very first episode, but he didn't get the jetpack until like the end of season 3. Like it did a G1 thing where the trailer just disappears half the time, and he's usually just a cab bot, which is really funny actually. But there's like, for example, there's a DNA kit. Oh my god, It's a
Upgrade
DNA
kit, upgrade
that
kit,
turns-
upgrade kit.
that turns the Legacy animated Optimus into his super mode. And like those super modes are cool, but the thing they lack over combiners usually is that like the combining parts are in like individual toys or individual characters.
Yeah, the play pattern is simplified because like with Cybertron Optimus, who just gets powered up limbs and like a helmet, the drones, the things that attach to him, they're just like a little vehicle, like a little drill tank or a fire truck, and they don't do anything.
They don't have a robot mode. They just turn into a limb. Also, you mean Energon, right?
Energon, whatever. You said same thing.
Okay, all right.
This was all 25 years ago.
5,000 lashes for Junkmech. But I guess these also come with downsides, right? Because combiners have to balance a
compromise.
Lot. And compromise is the name of the game.
Kind of like triple
for example,
changers.
Yeah, like that Masterpiece Ruination I just talked about from MC is one of my favorite toys, but yeah, there's like heavy compromises for that to work, right? Like Onslaught, or well, really, the Onslaught mold, which in this case is a Dull Railer / Mega Octane, is like a lot bigger than his compatriots, and he's proportioned really weirdly to make it work, right? Some of the individual bots have like sections which have to like look a bit janky in order to make like all of like the internal mechanisms
big
work.
Fat thighs or shins or whatever.
Yeah, and obviously balancing a giant combiner is not always the most playable thing in the world, especially when there's no central core structure and like all the actual hardware is included in the individuals. When you have like the giant skeletons, those have like dedicated plastic massive joints that are just like always joints. They don't transform or fold into anything, so they're a lot more
robust,
usually more stable. But MMC is also blessed by the heavens, so
they figured it out.
The Ruination, it's still fun to play with despite being like 10 years old, which is kind of crazy.
It is worth mentioning though that like especially with the modern toy line, the modern Chug combiners that use the skeleton, like maybe this is a hot take, but I feel like the fact that they do parts for him and the limbs don't actually make the limbs, they don't leverage the parts forming. Like I mentioned Iron Factory Leo Kaiser earlier. That's a toy that goes, look, we're gonna parts form all this. The hands are separate, the whole legs are separate, the torso is separate, and they use it to make like the coolest, most badass, superposable thing you've ever seen. They leverage the fact that it parts forms, and I feel like the modern toy line, Menasor and all them, they don't do anything with the fact that they parts form. They just do it because that's what they do, right? Like the robots, the combined mode is uninspiring. The articulation's not very good. Like they're not leveraging the fact that they do parts form a whole skeleton.
I've kind of grown on the combined modes because like they're at least like robust and durable. My bigger issue is actually like, at least for like some of them, like some of the individuals are like clearly like they're very like low budget. Like from what we've understood of the toy line is that budgets aren't individual per figure, they're per wave, which means that some figures are actually getting more budget attention than others. That's why like sometimes some Chug toys are really good and some of them feel really half made. And I feel like on these combiner limbs especially, since they know that a lot of people are just going to use them for the giant robot and not really mess with them as much, like some of these Stunticons, for example, and some of the aerial bots really didn't feel like fully fleshed out, nearly $30 deluxe toys, right? Especially with the Combaticons rolling around and Brawl is suddenly a Voyager for some reason and is like nearly $50.
Wasn't the whole thing that it was going to have the ankle ratchet in the toy and then they just didn't do that?
No, so it has the ankle tilt built into Brawl, but it has like breakage issues apparently.
I just remember them saying they were going to have a ratchet in the ankle, and that was why it was expensive.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a thing, but I definitely think like I got the general idea that they don't feel like they're again taking advantage of the skeleton like you said, but I think the general populace is pretty okay with them overall. They're just kind of underwhelming as individuals for sure. Like I've handled a bunch of the Stunticons and none of them really like I was okay with the drag strip mold, but I found Wild Rider to be particularly kind of like really unfun and really like forgettable. And the aerial bots do nothing for me, and the Combaticons also do nothing for me. But I hear Vortex is actually really fun.
The Combaticons are pretty fun so far. I'm waiting to see how Onslaught is. Oh, sorry.
Baby noises.
That's Cricket Junior. Future podcast guest, Cricket Junior.
Just gotta shed the exoskeleton a few times and get big enough to be on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it needs a few upgrade kits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotta contact DNA, get the leg extensions.
Yeah.
Better head sculpt.
Yeah. You know, the college expansion pack.
In this economy?
This child is sponsored by DNA Designs.
True.
Undeniable.
True.
It's one of their original toys.
One of the things though that really often again sucks about combiners is the discourse because they carry such a big cultural headspace.
I do feel like that is one of their biggest baggages.
Any thread about any combiner on TFW or any discussion about any combiner between friends is always just filled with a lot of arguments. This is a bit of a strange place to pull this video, but recently I've been browsing like the HasLab Leo Kaiser thread, and you know, you can have whatever opinions you want on that toy.
Look, man, I think that's a sign of not liking yourself.
That's a sign of mental illness.
I think you need some help.
We're gonna stage an intervention after this.
It is kind of crazy how much I just think people have been arguing over these things, right? Like, people have a lot of opinions about combiners, and like you have like people who are all-in-one purists, so like anything that uses parts forming is inherently worse, which is a bad opinion to have, I think. And there are people who are parts forming purists who believe that like it just has to look as good as possible in every mode, and it doesn't matter if there's no play experience, which is also a really stupid opinion to have. I personally advocate for a balance. Like, I want toys that are actually fun to mess with and look good, and like that shouldn't be like an impossible hurdle to clear. People are doing it. I just think that like when you try to put those things, they're not really cohesive with accuracy, right? It requires original designs, but like we've seen people, like for example, Mecha Invasion's Devastator is an all-in-one combiner that is not compromised significantly.
But
right?
It doesn't
like,
try to adhere to the G1 character models. That's like, as far as things that suck about combiners, I do think that's worth highlighting, is that those original G1 character models for a lot of the combiners like don't make sense. How things come together, what part is visible on what section, they like just don't add up, and trying to adhere to it results in some not very good toys sometimes.
I mean, the other part that we haven't really chatted about much yet is the price. Like, you have to balance all this stuff with scale and with paint
price,
and accuracy, and you have to get it in at a reasonable price for consumer.
Quote unquote unreasonable. Like, that is, as far as things that suck about combiners, and I think this ties in, Solus, to the discourse point, is like nowadays, even like a Chug combiner is what, $400? $500?
No.
How much? It's like 200.
They're 200.
Okay, still $200. Okay, and if we get into third party, like a Fans Toys combiner, that's over $1,000.
$1,000.
MMC combiner, $600 to $800. And I think part of the thing here is like, yeah, the cost is a big factor in this, because if you buy into a combiner, you're buying into 5 to 6 toys. They really know they catch people too, though. It's an investment, but it's also, you know, if you're already in $450 on your $600 toy, you're gonna buy the last $150. Come on, dude. And
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
But I think this is part of the reason why I said that discourse carries, like you said, it carries so much baggage, and why the discussions are so like unbearable about combiners, is because people have to rationalize spending or not spending lots of money, right? People who are ragging on something are validating not spending $600, and people who are defending something virulently are justifying a purchase of over $1,000. This is more in the third party scene, but even in the Hasbro scene, like even then, like when it's $200 to $300, like it's still like that's still a huge purchase on toys, right? Even if it is a bunch of them, like combiners are cool, but they're also like inherently expensive, because like even in their very inception, they were like a combination of 5 toys. It was like a whole wave, right? That's what they've always been. They've always been expensive. They've always been like capstone products.
Yeah, they're the highlight of the toy line generally. And like
I own MMC Ruination, right? But that's my entire masterpiece collection, and I assembled it over a long period of time, right? And each figure is like a full-blown masterpiece figure for me. Continue.
But all I was going to say is, yeah, exactly. Like, what happens is you start getting people that they have to be defensive, right? Oh, my Glup Shido fans toys, whatever. This is $1,000 toy. It weighs 15 pounds, and I have to dedicate an entire shelf to it, or else it'll break through the bottom of the shelf. It's a big thing, right? And you spent all this money, you have this thing, and I think it predisposes people to be unwilling to accept criticism and recognize flaws in the product they bought. Like, even more than normal masterpiece, normal Transformers toy discussion, I really think combiners bring out a defensive mechanism because of how big of an investment any one combiner is.
Add on to this, I am actually one of the only people I know that often gets individual members just as individual toys. Like, I still own Rising Forces Breakdown and know the members of that set. I have Fans Project's repaint of their Swindle and know the members of their Bruticus set. And I have Make Toys' Strafe in Shattered Glass colors, but that's a cheating because it's not a finished set.
That's also a sign of mental illness, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think oftentimes I find that people often end up being a lot more forgiving of like
Individual
combiner
flaws.
quality plummeting near the end. Yeah, because like sometimes there'll be like a very, very inconsistent quality among a combiner team. Like New Age's Devastator is a really good example of this, where like some of the members are one of their worst toys ever, and then
And
some of the
their
members
best,
are some
yeah.
of their best toys. Yeah, like the Scavenger is insanely good, for example. Their Bone Crusher is insanely good. And like New Age Mixmaster might genuinely be one of the worst toys they've ever made, right?
It's definitely up there for their worst products ever.
Yeah. Like even for like the Hasbro combiners, right? Like, like it happens. I'm not going to pull up exact examples because people might disagree, but I do find that in general, people will like hand wave an individual sucking just because like they like the combined mode.
I mean,
right?
we can even like tie that into third party. Look at MMC. Their Onslaught is like maybe their most visually
right?
compromised combiner member ever. Not counting the Devastator stuff, which is all a little funky, but like Onslaught is like he's weird. Like he's weirdly built. He's built different and not in a good way. And like
Yeah, the
you kind
Devastator
of have to
components
forgive it.
the Devastator components are intentionally funky because they're tuning really hard. The Onslaught is just like his torso is legitimately like 150% longer than his legs.
And it's just because he has to be able to pack in the combiner chest plate and the head and all the joints and everything. Like it's compromised for the engineering, but I find that people have a predisposition to just kind of forgive it purely because.
Yeah, that's me.
But look what he
That's me.
does. But he turns into the whole thing.
Exactly,
Like, yeah,
right?
sure, but he still looks kind of bad.
Yeah, absolutely. That's literally me. Like, yeah, he looks bad. I'm also again 5,000 lashes, right? That's 10,000 for tonight. 10,000 lashes for Junkmech. No criticism of MC Onslaught.
I mean, like just tying back to.
I'm proving your point in real time.
I mean, so like I'm going to transition us out of kind of why combiners suck because I think we've kind of hit all the boxes, and I just want to talk about some of our favorites because it directly bookends what we were talking about. Out of every Transformers franchise, I'm going to keep it in the franchise. I'm not going to start spinning off into Korean shit. I know better. My favorite combiner toy, period, from the Transformers franchise is previously mentioned Mecha Invasion Devastator. I love that toy. I've had like I had MMC Bruticus twice. I've gone through most of these big combiners, and the only one I've ever actually kept is Mecha Invasion, and that is because it doesn't fall into the normal pitfalls. It's cheap. What was the box set price? $250.
$244 for a 50-inch
$244 for
combiner.
6 guys, and like each one is each member is great. The leg bots are kind of the worst members of the set. They're like the same thing, but they do a little bit different, and like they look cool and they handle fine as individuals, but they kind of let the combined mode down. But the big thing is each member is a great toy. The transformations are fun in every case. It's all built in, which for me personally, it's a benefit. It's not a deal breaker, but it's if it does it and it does it well, huge bonus points. So it's all built in. The combined mode looks great, especially if you commit to the Spider-Verse manlet mode, um, where you leave the leg box unattached because again they kind of let the combined mode articulation down. Uh, but every member is fun. The look is great. It has gimmicks a little bit. Yeah, it's easily my personal favorite combiner toy. It's not my favorite combiner in fiction, but my favorite combiner in fiction has a single toy, and the toy is a G1 style toy and isn't very good. So
What is that favorite combiner in fiction?
it's Landcross from Transformers Victory.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
Landcross.
Landcross has not gotten a single modern product, I think.
No, it has the original
Right?
toy from like
Oh, I
90,
think it's a
92?
gum kit. There's a
Oh yeah,
Caballero
there's also
gum
the
kit,
gum
I
kit.
think.
But the thing that makes him special is he's made of 6 bots, and each individual bot has a robot mode and a vehicle mode, and then can combine with any one other member that also has a robot and a vehicle to make a different 2-part robot, and then they also all combine into a big 6-part robot. Like I don't blame the fact that it hasn't had like a modern toy or anything, but he's my personal like Glupshido favorite.
Excellent, man. Excellent. Uh, Cricket is currently attending the Hive, I think, or attending the
The
Spawn,
Brood.
Yeah, give me a minute.
the Brood. So I'll post now. I think my favorite combiner, well, obviously toy wise, is probably still gonna be the one I keep yakking about. That Mech Invasion Devastator is up there for me for sure. It is my most popular YouTube review of all time, actually, and I did have a lot of good things to say about it. But yeah, I've definitely got a lot more to say about Mastermind Creations' Assaultus set, right? Like you said, the Onslaught is terrible objectively in robot mode. The proportions are huge butt ass. However, it's so fun. It is so fun. I think there's something to be said about a quote unquote masterpiece set that does have complex conversions that like at any point in time I can just take down and dedicate like obviously in like 5 minutes. It's like a considerable chunk of time, but I'm having fun the whole time. Like I'm doing 5 masterpiece transformations to make one giant masterpiece combiner, and I'm genuinely enjoying it. Like that's not really something that's possible. And I really like it design wise because even though Onslaught is really compromised visually, the combine mode just goes for the toy
It's like
proportions,
the
which
best
is something that
proportions
they're.
Bruticus has ever had. It looks so good.
I mean, I'm sure there's like better like ideal proportions for Bruticus that have shown up on other figures or designs or art pieces, but like it really nails the feeling of like toy Bruticus. Like it is the closest thing to the Dreamwave character profile, which is what introduced me to Bruticus. And the reason I'm mentioning Bruticus, even though this is Ruination, is because Ruination is just a repaint of Bruticus. Like in the show, the cartoon models for Bruticus or for Ruination in Robots in Disguise / Card Robots are just the Combaticons, but they're not their cartoon models from G1 in new colors. They're brand new model sheets that look more like the toys, right? So this set, by the fact that the individual members outside of like the Swindle mold or Rollbar / Greejeeber, the other four all lean. Yeah, that's his Japanese name. His Japanese name is Greejeeber. The other 4 molds all lean more toyetic in some ways. Obviously, some parts of them are cartoon accurate, but some of them do lean toyetic. Onslaught / Mega Octane / Dough Railer is the biggest example because he's very toyetic, and they really nail how I feel about the Ruination set. Right, it's like a perfect harmony of like accidental peak, right? Where like these toys actually end up feeling like they were made for this design. Again, outside of the roll bar, right? Because that one is just G1 cartoon Swindle, which is really divorced from the toy design. It's the most divorced of the 5, unfortunately. But the other 4 end up feeling like they were made to be MMC Masterpiece Ruination. And it's like a really, really, really good thing they didn't can this like they were planning to cancel it. and the HasLab Omega Prime changed their mind, and it's good because they scale perfectly too, right? Which is awesome. But I just really enjoy how fun it is. I really enjoy how it homages a series that means a lot to me. Like, I watched all of Robots in Disguise on YouTube in like 360p when I was 10, and I loved it. And it legitimately gets like zero love outside of like, again, the HasLab and
Some old
everybody
Fans Hobby
doing like,
toys.
no, Fans Hobby hasn't done any car robot
Yeah, they
stuff.
did. They did Arch Enemy,
Shut
MBO1.
up.
I also wanted to
Shut up.
mention, just to slob off MMC's Bruticus just a little bit more. It's all in one. All of the parts are built in, so it doesn't parts form anything but like the gun. But the thing that blows my mind about it, and always has blown my mind, is each member. You have two limbs, right? You have Brawl and Swindle,
Yeah.
and they're different sizes. They both turn into the leg, and they're the same size as a leg. But you stand the two toys as robots next to each other, and they're completely different sizes. It's so cool.
Yeah. Brawl actually weighs only 6 ounces more than Swindle does,
And yet they still
or
turn
four
into like
ounces.
equal height limbs. It's awesome. You can't overstate like the impressiveness of, you line them all up, all five of them side by side, and no two robots are the same size, but then you combine them and they're perfectly proportioned. It's so cool.
It's really funny. It's really funny. It's really cool, right? Um, I guess I don't know if I would say that Ruination is my favorite combiner character. That's a hard one, actually. I've never really legitimately thought about who my favorite combiner is.
Prowler Skater.
Ooh, man, no, 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 absolutely not, man. But I mean, he's a pretty good choice, you know. I definitely like really like car robots, and I really like the Commandos. And I genuinely love Ruination. So I mean, yeah, I guess I could put Ruination as my favorite combiner of all time. Growing up, like I didn't really have like a token favorite combiner until I watched Car Robots, and Ruination just kind of got me. Like the team is fun. Like there's like an episode where Scourge or Black Convoy has them like pretend to like be like good guys again, and like they like clean up nature, and like they like actually it's really funny. Like there's like a famous gif of them like using brooms to, like sweep the streets and stuff that Transformers fans post a lot, and it's from that episode. And they just have like a lot of personality, and like they're really enjoyable, and the color scheme is like super garish and out there. It's very like
Yeah,
90s,
they're
and
very
I
loud.
just really like it. It's very loud. They're like unabashedly in your face, but they're also awesome. Like they're so distinct. They don't run into like the fatal flaw of some combiners being super monotonous,
Computron.
deco wise. Devastator. So
Yeah.
they rock. Uh, Cricket, have you returned from hive duties, or
From
are we?
mastering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, I'm here.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
Let's hear your favorite combiner and your favorite combiner characters.
So I was listening in while holding a screaming child. And one thing I do want to add is, although, modern fans toys combiners are an interesting, the designers chose an interesting balance between the scale and the price and the hardware and the playability and everything. But I would argue that they chose a more reasonable balance with their first combiner that they undertook, which was their Menasor.
Road King is like their
The
best product ever.
Exactly, yeah. Those four original robots were just such good toys without even considering the combination aspect, that I think that they escape the drudgeries of the rest of fans toys combiners
And of
crap,
course, it's worth
you
It's
know.
mentioning
bizarre.
that specifically Fans Toys Menasor uh, represents the ghost looming over the concept of a combiner, right? And that's the incomplete combiner team, because Bandit, their uh, their last member who included the skeleton, how long did he take to come out? 4 years?
5 years,
5 years. Yeah, that's the
maybe.
ghost that looms over the head of every individually released
I
combiner
mean,
team of, what if the last member doesn't come out? What do you do?
it wasn't just Bandit, it was Bandit and it was their aerial bot that took 4 or 5 years, and then they both came out
Right.
within 3 months of each other.
Yeah, they lost the designer, right? So like the design principles for like the combined robot and the last member were entirely different from the rest of the set. Because I remember
Yeah,
people said like the Bandit was kind of terrible, whereas the
it
original four
is. It's
members were
pretty
like
bad.
some of their best ever, which is kind of
Yeah.
bizarre, but it is how it turned out.
Yep.
Um,
But all that
oh,
being
what?
said,
Tell us your favorite mainline combiner, dude. We didn't even talk about
um,
Yeah,
ours.
yeah.
we need your input.
So I think, like, I was looking at my shelves while you guys were yapping, and I think my favorite, like, combiner is probably Iron Factory's Leo Kaiser, or Magic Square's Devastator. Like
Mm.
the masterpiece and chug scale ones I have, I think are just too flawed. Like Superior, I have Fans Toy Superion and Menasor, and they're too flawed. I have I don't think I have any other masterpiece combiners. I used to have the Zeta Toys Bruticus, that was too flawed.
The individuals are
Um,
terrible.
exactly, yeah. And it's just, you know what? Oh, you know what? Here's my favorite combiner: Bingo Toys, Computron.
You can't really say when it's only one out of
But
the
the arm is
five, can you?
so good though, bro.
No, I'd have to say Iron Factory, Leo Kaiser. I mean, there is, again, it's just a whole conversation about what do you value between the parts forming and the actual all-in-one, and the price and the scale and everything. I think they pulled off the combination, pun intended, uh, pretty flawlessly for what I'm looking for. It's just such a beautiful piece in itself, and the individual robots are pretty good too. I think last week I spent some time disassembling it and reassembling it, and they're all really fun to
There's
mess
like
with.
one weak member in the whole thing, Kill
Yeah.
Bison. But
It's kind of funny that none of us have said a mainline combiner, and I think that's because mainline combiners are kind of a recent invention. Because again, we didn't have like a fully fledged like real combiner until Energon, which is like a posable combiner. I mean, I guess Rail Racer was like the best combiner out there for a long time because the Energon combiners were kind of flawed, and then the first real combiners rolled around were the Fans Project upgrade kits for the Energon combiners, right? And that was circa like 2012, and those guys became like the de facto combiners for chug collecting.
yeah, for like a
And then when
guy with a
Combiner
Transformers
Wars,
collection.
exactly, right? And then when Combiner Wars rolled around, those guys became a de facto combiner, right? But the technology has been rapidly evolving. And now, like, the mainline legacy Age of the Primes guys are the de facto combiner for a Transformers fan. And, like, Takara hasn't done any masterpiece ones, right? They did, like, the Raiden, which is not really what most people were
Yeah,
looking
the
for. It
priorities of
focuses
that
just on the
toy.
train modes.
Yeah.
Well, you say that they just released another combiner. Takara just released another combiner.
Oh, Adamus
Yeah, well,
Machina.
I was getting there. I was getting there,
Okay.
buddy.
All right.
Yeah, because I was expecting you to put that actually.
No,
But
I haven't messed with it enough to say
Well, and the
to say
individuals are like
Takara,
the worst ever. So
yeah.
I mean, they're chunky and stupid, but
ugly
you know,
and
there's some
horrible.
charm there. Yeah, okay, I will agree to
I mean,
disagree,
you get
buddy.
the
I'm being
fact
a
is the
propagandist.
priority was on the combined mode, and nothing else even remotely mattered.
So the toy we're talking about is a Adamus Machina
Machina,
AMT Predaking, which is
Machina.
Machina.
okay, brother.
Hey, Macarena.
Makima. Okay.
Oh shit.
But but that is like the hot new thing on the block, right? Because here we have our first ever like all-in-one combiner that looks really good
Does it
proportionally
not
in
parts form the
combine mode.
hands?
Yes.
Okay, so it part forms the hands and the feet, right? So it's not completely all in
Not
one.
all in one.
No, it's not all in one. The head is contained within what's his name, Razor Claw, and the hands and the feet are separate,
Do they turn
and
into
the
the
wings
crab
That was
like King?
close.
the wings are separate as well. No, they're just there.
That's too bad.
Well, the wings come from Dive Bomb, right? So they're technically
Yeah,
not
yeah.
separate. Yeah, it's fine. But I will say for a combiner that like includes like the pants assortment, because usually a lot of combiners, the first part of combiners to ever really parts form, and third party especially, was the pants, right? Like even in as early as G1, as early as the Micromaster
Yeah,
combiners,
the Micromaster combiners
because
all
the
had
hips,
pants.
right? Because the hips are like the most structurally dangerous part of the combiner. Those are usually the first things to parse for. Like HasLab Leo Kaiser is almost all in one, and then it has pants, right? Because it's hard to balance that part out because you have to usually stuff like giant hip ratchets in like one of the individual members, and it usually makes them really scuffed, right? Audimus Machina has all of that built in. Now the hands and the feet you attach separately, which is like a pretty common thing for combiners, but it manages to have a perfectly proportionate combine mode. In fact, probably the best proportioned combiner of all time. Is that a hot take? I don't think so. I think it even honestly looking at it straight up a lot of the time, I think it clears Leo Kaiser proportionally.
Well, I'll say is I think it depends on what you want for the proportions. To shill one more time Mecha Invasion Devastator, like that is in my mind, like that's what Devastator should look like. Big, broad brick shithouse. But
yeah,
I think just being like an appealing looking robot, I don't think there's any competition.
How does that? I'd be curious to hear your Mecha Invasion Devastator versus Magic Square Devastator conversation one day. Not today, but
I'd have to handle Magic Square Devastator. I had a horrible experience with Magic Square Bruticus and never tried Devastator.
All right, we can hook you up.
It's good.
We can hook you up.
Good.
Okay, sponsor.
I will say, and
this podcast is sponsored by Magic Square.
Well, I was going to say my handling of it is sponsored by this.
By the Hive, by the Cricket Hive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I do hope my future handling of a certain thing is also sponsored by the Hive. But anyways,
hey man, I got to take pictures of it first.
Do we want the Brood or the Hive? We have to formalize that.
It's got to be an alliteration. So you got the cricket critter, the cricket
colony.
The cricket colony.
Yeah. But I think Predaking is really a milestone because it's like again the first time that an official combiner has really dared to like prioritize the combine mode so brutally. And I think honestly, based on the response I've seen from people that own it, is like overwhelmingly positive, and it carries a mondo price tag. It is expensive, right?
I mean, not compared to a Fans Toys combiner. It costs a third of one.
No, of course not. But for what it is, like for how big it is, it's about the same size.
Please do not remind me.
It's about the same size as a Legends combiner, and it costs like $380 most places. Some places it's $400 plus if you don't know where to buy things from Japan.
Or something.
Yeah, if you hate yourself. If you're gonna get it from an American retailer, it's 420 plus.
Shozi has it for $380
on BBTS. It's $439.99.
Okay, all right, that's a war crime.
They only have 12 left, by the way.
$8 shipping.
You have to pay taxes, and the flat rate has gone up. It's now like $12.
So in California that would be like $480. All said and done.
It's expensive.
Now Shozi has it for $380, which is still a lot of money for a 10-inch combiner in combine mode.
Legend scale combiner, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even chug scale. Like it's too small for the chug combiners, right? Because Predaking is supposed to actually be the largest of all the G1 combiners by a large margin, so it's like barely Legend scale.
I think it's 12 inches tall.
No, it's like 9.75.
Is it really that small?
I just sent some pictures which you can include in the actual video itself.
Yeah, it is literally the same size as like Magic Square's Devastator.
Yeah, it's like a head above Infinity or Iron Factory. Sorry.
So it's not big, right? Like it is not big.
It's not big.
No. It is painted very well. The materials are premium, right? Like a Cricket can attest to that. Like it's a very premium piece. But even with like that huge price tag and the individuals being like scuffed to say the least, I've seen so much love for it, right? So much love for it. Because not only does it look so good, I've also heard that it's really, really, really fun to mess with, right? Cricket. Like one of the things that combiners lose is they get so big that they're not fun to pose. And this thing understands that by being smaller, right? I think if we weren't in the current economic situation,
You can just say it, dude.
regarding imports,
Yeah, shit's kind of fucked.
and the price was more reasonable. Like in Japan, this is $290, I believe, which
I
is
think
still
it's
a
even
lot
less
of
than that.
money. No, it's $290. If you
went to a
pre-ordered it,
store, if you just
Yeah.
went to a brick and mortar store and picked it up off the shelf, it'd be like $300
I
out the
see.
door.
Yeah,
if you
pre-ordered it, you would have
and
gotten
you
a
lived
better
in
deal.
Japan, you could have gotten it for like $260, right?
I had a pre-order with
That's
this,
the
but I
deal.
just decided it wasn't worth it to me.
And that's pretty much the same price a Japanese fan would be paying for a Magic Square combiner, or for the Iron Factory Leo Kaiser with all 7 members, or for like a New Age combiner, or for a Chug combiner. And at that price, all of a sudden, it's the best thing on the market. The price we have to pay blows chunks. Like most things coming out of Takara right now, in this Takara century we're sitting in right now, with what they've got coming, is unfortunately the big elephant in the room is the import costs. Because if it wasn't for those, they'd be running the market this year, I think. Because third party has been like in a death spiral, for me personally, and Chug is dealing with Chug is also inflating cost wise, right? And it's really not worth it.
Well, and I think part of the big thing that makes Adamus Machina so successful is your expectations are laid out just by looking at the toy, right? You don't go, oh, but I wanted the individuals to like be really good. You buy it because the combined mode is like a thing of actual beauty. It's a work of art. You're not buying it for anything else. And I think the fact that it has like those expectations built into what you're buying is part of why people who buy it like it so much.
It is so gorgeous. Like, it is genuinely like one of the prettiest figures ever. Like, we didn't mean to like make this like an AMT Machina propaganda video, right? I'm just saying this because like I think it captures like two of the most important things for a combiner, being that like it captures like the presence of a combiner, and it captures the fun play experience. And I think that's what both sides of the extremes, like the all-in-one engineering shills versus the like parts forming display purists, have both missed, and why they lose so many people who are in the middle. Because like I don't care about how like tune accurate a parts forming tune combiner is if the members aren't fun, and I don't care if a combiner is all-in-one if it looks bad, right? You end up in this middle ground where like you need to do both to capture the majority of people, and I think that's what maybe this toy has done, with some very large caveats being the individuals, question mark. But combiners are a complicated subject, right? There is an amalgam of issues that come together.
Amaglam.
Seriously? Amaglam?
Amaglam.
It's been a rough day. It's been a rough day.
Amaglam. Man, that's
like
that's
the antithesis of
antithesis.
Making sense. Yeah,
bro.
Antithesis.
I'm helping him out. I'm helping him out.
An amaglam of the antithesis.
It's all right.
My God,
it's all right.
The most perfunctory segment of the podcast is us pronouncing big words.
Pronouncing.
You know what I'm saying?
We're cooked.
Oh my God, dude. Okay,
right.
that was pretty
All
smooth.
right.
That was a pretty smooth one.
All right. To kind of wrap this up, I haven't mentioned my favorite combiner like in the franchise.
Yeah, your favorite
not
like
the toy.
fiction based.
And the answer is I'm not really sure. I think I'm just kind of a sucker for Devastator. I mean, the whole concept is pretty perfect.
When he has such a big impact in
wow.
the movie.
Yeah. I mean, he's just kind of a big, brutish bot, big, hulking thing.
A bad
it just,
Dudicus.
it works. Yeah.
That's Bruticus.
That's Bruticus's catch line. Big bad Dudicus.
Goes so hard. I mean, that's fair. Like, I don't blame you for just thinking Devastator kind of kicks ass, because he kind of does just like write it on paper. 6 big construction vehicles combined into a big, cool robot. Perfect.
Done.
Yeah, there's
Cinema.
a reason he sticks around so much and always shows up.
All right. Before we wrap up this episode, I got some questions for you guys.
Are these questions from the fans from the
No,
gang?
this is I have a list of characters in continuity, and I want your opinion on whether they are combiners or not.
Oh,
Oh. Oh
I have
no. Let's go.
let's do it.
I have a list of 8 figures here. Devastator.
Definitely a combiner.
Yes.
Starting out easy. Starting out easy. Devastator.
Yes.
Yep, definitely.
Prowlestator.
Yeah, same guy,
Still
just a
yes.
different head.
Okay. Energon Optimus Prime. And this is the Optimus Prime with the little drones.
The limb drones.
No. No.
He combines, but he is not a combiner.
I
Even
think we've
though the
defined
individual-
combiners.
Are the individual
defined
drones
combiners.
sentient?
No, they're drones,
No.
so they do not have a mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
We've
you don't
defined
call him anything
combiners.
different. He's still just Optimus Prime.
Armada Prime without minicons.
So like just the pants.
Is it our?
Yeah, with just the pants.
So it's like there's no
No.
no overload or anything.
No.
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 What about Armada Prime with minicons?
Minicons or his power up mushrooms.
Whatever.
So
Oh,
like if
not
he
the-
combines
still
with
no.
if he combines with
Just the
overload.
minicons, not Jetfire or Overload.
Okay, just minicons, no, because they just like attach.
Because the minicons don't combine; they power links. So
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
All right, bud. Cybertron Prime with Wing Saber and Leo Breaker.
Yes,
yes.
because the arms are separate guys.
Okay.
Well,
Overlord.
the arm and the backpack are separate guys.
Overlord?
Overlord is a duocon.
I would honestly
no.
say that that's like pretty close to being a one guy combiner. But it's only one
The
mind
thing
and
is,
two
like-
little like vehicle bodies. If they both turned
Well,
into a
it
guy,
depends. If it's IDW Overlord, absolutely no. And if it's Master Force Overlord, also no. But that's because Master Force Overlord is like two people.
yeah, he's a
piloting two
transtector,
mecha.
so it's not even like a sentient machine in the first place. It's like a Megazord.
Yeah.
Well,
So
And then-
no.
I think I kind of already got the answer based on what you just said, but Skytread.
isn't each individual in
Oh my
Skytrade a separate
God.
guy? Yeah, no, he's a combiner. He counts.
No, dude, he's not.
Is he not? I
You're,
thought,
you're thinking of. Okay, first off, I can't believe you used the Hasbro trademark version
Is
name.
it
His name is
Flywheels?
Flywheels. His name
it
is Flywheels.
All right.
His name
well,
is Flywheels.
I have the Skytread toy in front of me right now. It's the only thing I know
Flywheels' two halves are very jealous of each other. Yeah, they're separate guys. Yeah, dude,
Is
that's
that a toy
combiner.
bio says they're sentient?
I'm looking at. I just pulled up TF Wiki. I'm guilty.
Okay, hold on.
I think he actually does count because I think a combiner can just be two guys.
Okay, a combiner can be two guys. Like for example,
And if the
Animated
individuals
Safeguard
have
is
their own
Jetfire and
personality,
Jetstorm.
you know, I think that counts. I think Flywheels is a combiner.
What about like
They don't have the-
Squawk Box?
Squawk Box is a combiner.
Squawk Box
absolutely.
is definitely a combiner.
Okay.
Squawk Box is a combiner because Beast Box and Squawk Talk are like entirely sentient people.
Yeah,
The
they're their own
reason I'm-
dudes.
And they
Okay.
also have two modes. They both have two modes. The reason I'm iffy on Flywheels is because outside of like the bio, like
They're like
he-
duocon.
the
Yeah, two vehicles.
they
That,
don't have robot modes, right? But like if you look at Battle Trap's Chug toy actually gave them individual like robot modes, right? That's a difference between the two of them because if you look at Battle Trap,
yeah, I think the
Battle
original
Trap-
toy line had Flywheels labeled as a duocon, which would imply that it's one guy made of two vehicles.
yeah, but then Battle Trap is made of Battle Slash and Road Trap.
And they have individual
and
names.
Power the Primes. They have individual names and they have individual robot modes, which is actually a super cool Chug toy. Shout out John Warden for that.
Hashtag
but
John
I-
Warden fan.
And I guess the thing is though, like apparently Skytread is cross compatible with Battle Trap. So I
Is it
guess
really?
maybe they are individuals and they're just not like they just don't have
Named.
robot modes. They just don't have robot modes or names. Which is
Okay.
really
What about
funny.
headmasters? Are headmasters combiners?
No. No.
Even though they're two sentient beings combining into one?
No, because they're distinct. Even when the headmaster is on, they're distinct.
But what about Scorponok?
Yeah, Zarak and Scorponok.
Zarek and Scorponok are different people. Like they're always different people.
But then they combine and then they are the unified Scorponok.
No, it's just then
Like,
it's just Scorponok.
I don't think anybody's gonna say that like when is it Daniel becomes RC's headmaster? Like they're not a combiner.
Yeah, but they don't become a new personality. Like when a headmaster puts their headmaster on, they just become themselves. Like, does that make sense? Like
Chrome
it's not
Dome.
Chrome Dome. It's not Chrome Dome and Stylor are uniting to become
Chrome Dome.
Chrome Dome. It's Stylor is going away so Chrome Dome can be Chrome Dome. Does that make sense? Like the headmaster, because the headmaster is not like a person when they're in headmaster mode, and then the full blown robot is a person, from what I understand.
Well, like
right?
Fortress is a guy, and then Fortress Maximus is just a super mode.
I mean, isn't that like Cerebros?
Well, it's Cerebros in
Right?
G1, and in Transformers Headmasters, it's like a different guy. He's just his own dude. It's Fortress,
Yeah,
and
like
then Fortress combines with the spaceship and becomes Fortress Maximus.
yeah, like from what I've always understood about headmasters and like from what I've always gotten from them is that like they're not making a new personality that's exclusive to the combination.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like
not a
souped
separate
up,
guy.
smarter version. Like when Hardhead undergoes the headmaster process to become a headmaster, he's not like a new person when he puts on his head again. He's just Hardhead, but he's like smarter and like
He's
he has
more
like slight
powerful or whatever.
influence.
Smart
He
head.
is slight, yeah, from like because his headmaster is Duros, I think. So like he gets like some boost from Duros, but he's still Hardhead, right? Like when Sunstreaker became a headmaster in IDW, he wasn't Hunter Onion in robot mode, right? When he put his head on, he was still Sunstreaker, but when he was in vehicle mode and his head was turning into Hunter, then the head was Hunter. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like the headmaster's personality like goes
Yeah,
away
it's
when they're in
subsumed
combined
by
mode.
the base guy rather than combining into a new entity. Like you don't have
What a,
Sunstreaker and Hunter, and then they become Sunter or
Oh, I guess maybe
Hunstreaker.
we should change our opinion about the Armada and like everything else. We should change our opinion about Optimuses because all of those are still Optimus. Like I actually want to change my answer and I want to go back and say that even when Optimus combines with other people, he's not a combiner because it's still Optimus.
I still think it counts. Well, here's a counterpoint though. What about Fire Convoy and Ultra Magnus? The super whatever the combined mode is actually called is a different guy.
Because I think that the trend is no, well, it's
Omega Prime is a
Omega
different
Prime,
guy.
right? Or Godfire Convoy.
Yeah,
Well,
different
not
dude.
really. No, in every iteration where Optimus Prime combines with other people, his personality overtakes the combination. It's still
But
him.
Omega Prime is a different individual, like straight up.
Yeah, I know, but okay, fair. In that one instance, okay, there's two instances then. It's Omega Prime, right, or Godfire Convoy, right, right, and then the other instance is Optimus Maximus, which ironically is still named Optimus, but in the IDW comics, he was a collective psyche. So Omega Prime and Optimus Maximus, or Godfire Convoy, are going to be our two examples of.
Exceptions.
No, you know why I'm tripping out? You know what I'm tripping out? Is because I was going through Car Robots recently, and in Car Robots, Godfire Convoy is still Optimus. He's still Convoy.
Oh, interesting.
In the dub, which I watched as a kid, Omega Prime was like a distinct character, but I'm like Godfire Convoy in the show
It's just
feels
Convoy.
like it's mostly Convoy, right?
It's
Like
Convoy, but
every
he has
single
like some personality quirks.
every single time this red guy,
This red
I had to censor
motherfucker,
myself.
says the red guy.
Yeah, every single time he combines with people, Convoy or as Optimus, usually he overtakes the combination. So, like for example, for like
Like
when he
Armada
combines
with.
with Wing Saber and Leo Breaker, when he combines with Overload and Jetfire, I don't really think, or when he combines with Wing Saber and Energon, he's not like a new psyche.
Dude.
He's never a new psyche.
Or like
He's
Megatron in
this-
Armada combining with Tidal Wave. He's still just Megatron.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't feel like that, like these things combine, but they aren't like what we usually refer to as combiners, right? So I honestly, like for a lot of these, I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna keep the answer for Battle Trap and Flywheels as yes because they're distinct people who become a new personality.
Did you have any other toys on the
Fair
list,
enough.
Cricket?
No, that was
You
was
just
the
let
whole
us
list.
have like
I
a
mean, I had,
debate.
actually, the last one, but I think you already answered it, is Armada Sideways.
Oh, with Mirror. with the two
I
mini
don't,
Is
I
Rook
don't
cons.
and
know its
Mirror?
name, but yeah.
Rook and Mirror. Oh, that's a hard one actually. I have no
Is
idea.
it Rook? I thought Mirror was the combined mode of the mini cons.
No, it's Oh my god, how am I tripping on this?
Rook and
You know why I'm
Crosswise, and they
tripping out?
combine to form Mirror.
You know why I'm tripping out is because I was memorizing the names for his repaints,
But
headmasters, because
Of
those are
course you would.
yeah, the gray one
those are
is Crosswise, and the black one is Rook, and then their combined rider form is Mirror, and then Sideways is the bike, the purple guy.
yeah. I think for that one, my answer is actually different. It's because Sideways is like a multiversal entity or whatever. It doesn't even count
I'm
because
not
it's
even going
always
to
the
worry
same,
about the
like,
lore outside of Armada as a standalone. And I'm leaning toward yes because he's a good guy when he has Rook, and he's a bad guy when he has Crosswise as a head. He's not the same. He doesn't act the same, right?
mm,
Like it's the
I
same core
guess.
entity, but it's like Punch Counter Punch is the same guy. When he's Counter Punch, it's just Punch pretending to be a bad guy. But with Armada Sideways, like he has a different persona when he has a different head, though he's still just Sideways. I don't know. I In the show, like when Rook and Crosswise form Mirror, like I never got the impression that Mirror was like his own entity, but I think he technically was.
I can't say I've
The hard
watched
part about
Armada enough.
Sideways is like it's like I don't really know if like the whole idea was that like like I mean like yes like they're different personas but like it felt like his minicon gimmick was that he could disguise himself, right? Like that was his gimmick, is that like he could like like
But like
change
Rook
between his
and
modes.
Crosswise like are their own dudes. I do believe.
Yeah, but they're minicons though. They power links. They don't combine.
Yeah, but they do have a combined mode with a different name and who does his own stuff. I think Mirror, even though he's a combination of minicons, is in fact a legit combiner because you're combining two separate entities with separate names into a new guy with a separate name who does his own stuff.
Ugh. Ugh, this is a hard one actually.
We're in the
This is
How
the
depth.
about
hardest
this?
one of them
This
all.
is the
How about
slog.
this? If you have a different opinion, leave it in the comments. Boost that
Ooh.
engagement.
Yeah, if you disagree with us, if you want to call us big fat chuds, post it down below.
No, because what's tripping me out, right? Because I was spending so much time on Rapid Run. I hate saying this, but like Rapid Run is like explicit that Rapid Run is just like Rapid Run, right? And then like it just uses the mini cons to its advantage to switch between disguises between being an Autobot and a Decepticon.
Yeah, but
And like
Rapid Run is like a
it's not like
non-fiction character.
Toy Bio is a real fiction. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Excuse
Excuse
you.
me. But let's pack it up before we tire out the populace. Um,
We
Landport Cricket.
have we have on this show a segment called Mailbag, and if I was a real chud, I would have an audio drop there.
Dagong. Mail
Uh,
time.
this week, the question is, what is your favorite childhood Transformer toy? Solus, you're
uh,
first.
hold on, brother. What was the mailbag question last time for a refresher, guys?
Last time was something completely different.
It was our
Of
greatest toy
course.
failure, correct? Right? You guys remember that
Let
one?
me
I
pull
gotta
it
scroll up
up.
and find it. Quick, quick,
Yeah.
quick, quick.
Yeah, greatest toy failure, instant regret,
Yeah.
purchase, go collection,
So this time
etc.
we're doing a positive question, and this one
Yeah,
goes out to credit to our friend Marsh. Thank you, Marsh, for submitting this great
Marshall.
question.
thank you, Marsh.
That's not Marsh Marshall. That's definitely Marshall Ash. All right,
I like
Marshall Ashel.
Marshall.
All right.
No, it's Marshall
Uh,
Ashel.
Marshall.
Okay. All right, guys.
Childhood toy.
Okay,
Go.
you know what? Whatever. Cricket, you go.
Sure. So my favorite childhood toy that I actually never owned was Cybertron Landmine. I don't know what
Wow.
I don't know what captivated me, but like I watched through Cybertron religiously as a kid. Like when it came out, I was probably the number one only fan, only fan on the internet that actually enjoyed Cybertron because like I was its primary demographic. But I don't know what captivated me about Landmine, but like I loved Landmine as a kid. He was such a cool guy.
He's also just like a badass
That's
Um,
design.
actually
yeah,
really funny because you're not gonna believe this, but one of the toys that I took everywhere with me as a kid wasn't Landmine, but it was this green repaint in the movie series called Grindcore. It was just
no
Landmine the
way.
I thought that was
green.
Land. Oh yeah,
And,
you're right. I was thinking of Land Quake.
and no, that's the Energon guy. That's his repaints. And I took Grindcore with me everywhere. Like I remember taking it like on a trip because my dad bought it. He actually bought it for me on a business trip, and I had it on the plane. I had it in the hotel, and then I came home and I took it everywhere. Every single place I went, I was taking. I still have Grindcore, by the way. I still have him. He's complete. Still works like the
Great
first
name
day I got
too.
him. Shout out that Error's Plastic, man. But
I think the actual physical toy that I liked the most was probably the Cybertron Optimus Prime because like dude, you could do everything you ever wanted to do with a toy with that. It was just so much fun.
yeah, classic pick. And Grindcore only ever so slightly got dethroned like a year later by my all-time favorite
Which is
childhood toy, which is Universe Treadbolt, which is a Blue Angels repaint of Classics Jetfire. So very pretty, right? Has the armor up gimmick, has like the has like the uh, VF1A inspired booster pack and the
Yeah, that beautiful
helmet,
blue.
and yeah, the blue and yellow is so nice. And it was just a really, really fun toy as a kid because it was chunky, it was robust, it had like a really fun play feature and a really cool jet mode. So definitely my all-time favorite as a kid. Also took that thing everywhere. Junkmech, let's
Mine,
go.
mine is actually topical. When I was a kid, early in the 2000s, I was like 7 by the time 2001 happened. I had the full team of Landfill from RID. Um, I don't know where my parents got all of them, but I had all 4 of them, and I loved that toy. Specifically, Wedge, who forms like the torso, the orange little front loader. Uh,
Oh, Wedge is so cool.
I like I don't know what it is, but like Wedge specifically in my mind, like I venerate that toy. I I don't know. Wedge is like my favorite childhood toy. I think that he's just so cool. Like when I was a little kid, I would love to. I struggled with the actual combination a little bit, but I loved just flipping out his big super mode head out of his chest, and he's like, "Oh, I've got a big head." I don't know. I thought it was awesome.
great pick. That's great.
And again, topical. It's a combiner because landfill is 100% a combiner.
Do you want to know his name in Car Robots?
Do you mean Build King? Build?
No, Wedge's name.
Oh, I have no idea. What is it?
It's Build Boy.
Build Boy. You're gonna
Yeah,
call me that from now on.
Build
Hey,
Boy.
get to it, Build Boy. Hurry
Yes,
up.
sir. Build Boy. Okay, I mean, hey, you can't say that. You can't say that.
You can say that to
Not with
me.
that. Not with that inflection of voice, bro. You can't say that.
Well, I don't actually talk like that. See, that's my like metaphorical boss calling me Build Boy.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
Uh,
This has been fun. I got to get back to the colony.
The colony needs
Everyone,
tending.
thank you for watching. Make sure to like it and send in questions you want us to answer.
Say mean things to Solus on his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
don't do
definitely.
that. Why would you tell them? Okay.
They can do
Anyways,
it.
I'm gonna pull it out. Okay, I'm gonna pull it out.
Next episode, we're talking about the G1 cartoon.
Definitely.
Absolutely, we're not doing that. Anyways, guys, this is Souls Convoy. Thank you for tuning into the podcast again. I appreciate it. Hopefully, another review next week for those of you who don't enjoy this type of content. But yeah, this is Souls Convoy. Peace out.